So everything within our business runs on 4 key levers, guys. Attention, nurture, conversion, and service delivery. We're going to speak about all 4 of these sections in these levers today in detail so that you guys have a full understanding of what they consist of, okay? Before we get into that, it's really, really important that we understand who exactly we speak to and who we cater for. And Hage is going to run you through that now.
So, the power of knowing your ICP. Your ICP is your ideal client profile, who it is that we speak to, right? This is something that me and Chris, we used to target the wrong ICP. And this is something where we had a lot of issues trying to grow the business. We changed 2 words. We went from agency owner to coaches and consultants, and this was the difference between £50,000 in our business.
In 30 days.
30 days.
2 words.
So breaking down your ICP, it's really, really important. It could be worth 50 grand to you guys in your businesses. So how do we identify this? There's 3 key elements that we need to look in. First of all, who exactly we help. Is that agency owners? Is it coaches? Is it consultants? Is it people that are overweight? Is it people that need to put on muscle? Is it people that need help growing their businesses? Finding other entrepreneurs in their areas? It's really, really important that we identify who exactly it is that we're going to speak to. Next is their core pains. Without knowing the people that we help, their core pains, we can't help them solve them. We need to know exactly what pain they're going through, what it is that keeps them up at night. Because we're going to use this as leverage in our content, ads, absolutely everything to speak to our ideal client. And lastly, the dream outcome. What is it that they desire? What is it that they want? How can we help them get here? What pain are they feeling? And then how do we get them to their dream outcome? Maybe they want more leads in their business. Maybe they want to lose weight. Maybe they want to get fitter. Maybe they want to meet other entrepreneurs in a country like Cyprus. What is the dream outcome that they want? Next, we need to understand how can we help our ICP with our offer. We need to understand this. It's incredibly important. So, our offer needs to do 3 things. Firstly, we need to solve the painful problem that we've identified that they have. We have to solve this. And next, we need to make sure that we make the problem that they have connect with the dream outcome. How can we solve the problem and get them to the dream outcome with our unique mechanism, the vehicle that we're going to use to help them get there? And it also needs to be simple and structured so that our ICP can understand it and they get it and it makes them easy to trust us. There's a saying in marketing, confused buyers don't buy. It's incredibly important that it's simple for them to understand.
Right, so the first lever that I mentioned earlier on, guys, was attention. But before we get any type of attention, we need to make sure that first we optimize our foundation. In my case, it's the account, my Instagram account, right? This is where we drive all of the traffic towards for the business. So before we drive any traffic, we need to make sure that it's optimized, that people know what we do, who we do it for, and how good we are at it, yeah? This was my account when I was broke, okay? Simple, it really was. The profile picture is very zoomed out, the Eiffel Tower's in the back, amazing. The Eiffel Tower has never made me a penny. I make me my money, right? No one gives a shit about the Eiffel Tower. This needs to be closer. This is the first chance that we can build connection. When somebody follows you, what's the first thing that you see? It's their profile picture, right? And if it looks good, you probably click to see who followed you. This is the first place that we can build a connection. It's where we can stand out in people's stories, in people's story views, when we follow, when we engage, when we like, yeah? I help creators make money online through socials. What creators do I help? What problems are they dealing with? How do I help them? Make money through socials. Doing what? Selling pictures of their feet? Like it doesn't say anything, right? It's completely broad. So when somebody comes on, there's a million different types of creators. I could be an OnlyFans management agency, or I could be someone that helps people make money through their phone. It's too broad, right? Then podcast host. This is me just showing off that I have a podcast. It doesn't actually make me any money, okay? And then DM me system, and I'll show you how. How what? Yeah? Can you see how this is completely unoptimized? And it's not a coincidence that at this exact time, I was broke. We were broke. We had no business. We had a business, but not a very good one, okay? This is my account today. You can see a difference straight away, right? The first one is that we've got a shitload more followers. I wonder why. Profile picture, clean, beard looks good, sunset in the background, waves. When I press follow, someone sees that and thinks, who's that handsome bastard? Let's have a look. Yeah? And we build connection straight away. When they come onto my account then, what do they see? I help coaches and consultants. So if they're a coach or the consultant, they know that I could potentially help them. I'm speaking to someone now, that's my ICP. scale their offers past 30K per month with Magnet Marketing. So if they are below 30K per month and they're a coach and a consultant, they know that I can help them, yeah? With Magnet Marketing, which is my vehicle, which is my actual program, right? That's what we sell. Now, DM me Magnet to start. Now they know what they DM me for. So it's very clear who I help, what I help them with, and what to do next, okay? If they're not insanely warm, if they haven't come from a 30-minute YouTube video or whatever, they just come from an ad or one of my reels went viral, they probably won't do that because I haven't earned it yet. I haven't built enough trust. So what do I have here? I have a YouTube video. Not a book a call link, okay? It's a YouTube video. This video is exactly how to start Magnet Marketing. And it's 25 minutes of absolute source. That's gonna build some trust. And at the end of that, I have a very, very strong CTA for people to book calls in. In the last 30 days, there's 931,000 people that have seen this exact thing. If I can convert 1% of them across to this video, am I gonna book a call? Am I gonna close a sale? Probably. Well, we do, you know? And then another thing, what we didn't have before, highlights. When I go on somebody's account, I don't really want to go and watch every single video. It takes too much time. So this is a really quick way they can say who we are and what we do. The start here is just a story sequence which directs people to booking a call with me. The results, they speak for themselves. It's the results that I've got in the last 3.5 years of marketing. The work is me, H, and our team grinding for the last 3.5 years to show that I show up. It says a lot about me as a person. And then I've got the podcast as well, which is Social Proof. He's done 140 podcast episodes. Got to be pretty consistent to do that. If I'm going to pay somebody, I want to know they do work, right? And as well, I've had some pretty impressive guests on the podcast. So that's just further authority building and social proof as well. What you can't see on this is highlights of Dubai, Cyprus, Bali, Amalfi Coast, Santorini, all of these dream destinations that most people never get to see in their life. And I've done them all in the last 2 years. What does that say? I'm pretty good at what I fucking do, right? Because they cost. So now this is an optimized account. So we changed the profile picture. We had a bio which speaks to a specific person and asks them to do something next. We've got the highlights to build social proof and also to convert people, and then the free value in the description. Okay? It's really important before we drive any attention that we have an optimized account. Okay? I mentioned earlier about the YouTube video instead of the calendar link. Yeah? We create more friction for book calls by this. Yes, our cost per call goes up, but we have better calls. I would much rather have 2 qualified calls in a day than 5 and 3 of them be unqualified. Because those extra 3 hours, I can create another YouTube video. I can have a better service delivery. I can speak with my team. I can create more content. These are things that move the needle for my business. So I don't want to waste my time on calls with people that don't want to buy my thing. So creating more friction, yes, it's costing me more money through my ads and everything else to get calls, but I'd rather that if they're going to be better. So fewer wasted calls and more quality calls. So now that the base is solid, we need to talk about content. H.
So you guys will understand the importance of building a personal brand, having content that can help convert your leads. So how do we actually create and scale an intentional audience that trusts us? And just one key point is when our audience trusts us, when they actually turn up to our sales calls, it's going to make the close way easier. It makes it so much easier for them to actually buy from us. Way easier. And there's 3 different content types that we're going to utilize. This is specifically short form right now. First of all, lifestyle. So lifestyle content is going to be, you know, me, my personal life, my wins, my losses, everything that I'm dealing with right now, actually making a connection. Where am I in the world? Building a real connection with the guys that are watching my content, the leads, the prospects. Next is authority-driven content. Right now, we're making a YouTube video. This is authority-driven content. This positions us, me and Chris, as market leaders. We have something that people need. Social proof, testimonials, anything that people would need to scale their business. Next, value. We educate our audience. We help them with the problem that they're currently dealing with so that they understand that we are actually experts. Educational content, value-driven content is arguably some of the most important. This is going to build an insane amount of trust. All of this is to build trust. So when they turn up to the sales call, they're ready to buy. With all 3 content types, our intentional audience will grow. It's inevitable. It will. We nurture them before we even sell. They turn up to the sales calls, ready to buy. We need to remember this. It's so important. It makes the close way easier. But the real question is, can we scale the organic attention predictably? Is there limits to our organic growth? I might post 100 videos this month, get 100 leads. Next month, I might post the same 100 videos, and get no leads. We have no control about where our organic content actually goes on the algorithm. It might get to our ICP, or maybe it won't. So it's really, really important that we understand that. More content does mean more leads, most of the time, not always. And we're not influencers. We're trying to build a business. We don't have infinite bandwidth. We don't have infinite time to spend on creating content that will help our business grow. We just don't. Sometimes we need to focus on service delivery, clients, support, whatever it is we need to focus on. We don't have unlimited amount of time. And finally, how do we get the same attention with less work? How can we accomplish this?
You fucking pay for it. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how we do that right now with a real life example. This is our Facebook Ads Manager, okay? First thing I want to point out, guys, is that these are all the campaigns starting from July up until today, okay? This is the one that I'm going to run you through, and you can also see the real-time data here with the campaign that we're running. So right now, this is a campaign that we set up at the end of September this month. And you can quite clearly see here that we've spent £187 and 96 pence. And in exchange for that, I've had 1.6 thousand people visit my profile, okay? From those 1.6 thousand people, there's 66 follows. Now that's not a huge amount of follows, but because of the way that our ads are built, the way that the creatives run, they speak very specifically to people that want to buy our thing. So for me, the way I look at this is I've spent £190 and I've got 66 opportunities to make thousands of pounds. If you could put £1 into a machine and get 10 back, would you do it? That's exactly what we're doing right here, okay? I'm going to show you guys how to set that up really quickly. If we have a look here, the campaign that I've set up is a traffic campaign. So we only want to drive traffic. We have awareness, engagement, leads, promotion, and sales. But in what we're in, we just want to drive attention, which we've already mentioned, to our profile, to our funnel, right? And that's exactly what we're doing. There's two different ad sets that I would recommend you guys starting out with. A cold one and a retargeting one. The difference in them is it's small, but the impact is huge. Okay, so I'll do the cold one first. We can see here that we're driving the attention to Instagram or Facebook. I've selected my account because that's the funnel that we run all of the content through. You can set a budget for 20, 30, 50, 100, £1,000 per day if you want to. This is all going to be specific towards your business, what your return on investment will be, and then also cash flow. If you're doing 5K a month, it's not very clever to go and spend 500 a day on ads because you're not going to make that back in the 10 days, okay? So we need to budget accordingly to where we are in regards to the business. We can then see that I have here my audience. Now, Meta offers something called Advantage Plus, which you guys can see here. This is where Meta, with its algorithm, chooses who to put your stuff in front of. We don't want that. Meta want us to spend money on ads. So if we burn it, we're going to put more in. They make money, we don't. Okay? I want to have control of every single penny that I spend on my ads. So I manually set up everything. Just for context, if we wanted to set things up in the UK, we would set them up in the UK here by locations. I can also then put US and Canada or Australia, if that's where my ICP lie. I wouldn't recommend setting this up to India or Pakistan or Bangladesh, because naturally if we're selling high ticket products, they can't afford it, okay? So we actually push all of our ads to the UK and the US. We're probably going to start entering into the UAE very soon as well. Then you can put an age bracket. So I don't want really 50-year-olds to see my ads because they probably don't understand what I do. And also as well, I don't want to work with someone that's nearly double my age. I want to work with you guys, yeah? Genders, no disrespect ladies, we set this up towards men. Most of our clients are men. Most of you guys in the room are men. And yeah, we specify that we want our audiences to only be men between the ages of 21 and 35. Because these are the guys that already show interest on our offer and buy our thing. Okay, so I would set them up. Now, I told you guys that this is a cold audience. It's cold because here I have excluded people who have engaged into my account on the last 90 days. So anybody that's liked, saved, shared, followed in the last 3 months, my account will not see these ads. So it's completely cold. I want to reach new people. Now, on the retargeting campaign, you can see that I include instead of exclude. these people. So the people that have liked, followed, engaged, and shared are warm-ish, but I'm going to hit them with this. So the guys that have already entered my ecosystem, they already follow me, they already like my stuff, they already commented under my photos, they already got one of my lead magnets. These guys have probably got more buying power than the guys that don't know who I am. So I might even now run a slightly different creative to these guys being slightly more direct, because I can. I've built the trust because of the content that H just mentioned, okay? That's the only two differences between the retargeting and the cold. Now, if we come further down, we can see placements here. I mentioned earlier Advantage Plus, which Facebook recommends, coincidentally, because it burns your money. But we choose manual placements. Because when I am on my phone, and when you guys are on your phone, where do you hang out? Do any of you use Facebook?
No, it's just for content, but yeah.
Beautiful. So we can see here that Facebook isn't ticked, because I unticked it. My ICP does not spend their time on Facebook. 50-year-olds do. So why am I going to put any budget there? Yeah? We also, before I show you guys, when you're on Instagram, where do you spend the most time? Someone, anyone? Reels?
And stories.
Stories? Reels? Did anyone give you guys a little bit of a... I'm only placing my ads on stories and reels. Why? Because that's where I hang out. So more often than not, the people that want to buy my thing are going to hang out there too. Yeah? I don't want to put them on my Facebook stories. I don't want to put them on Facebook Marketplace. I don't really want to put them on the feed, because really you get to 3 videos on your feed, you click a reel, and then all of a sudden you're in the Reels tab, right? And then you stay there for 30 minutes. So I want to put my ads where I would hang out, because that's where the guys that buy my thing hang out. Okay? Make sense? Cool. And then finally, it's just about uploading our ads. This is really simple. You guys know how to work social media platforms. This is just looks slightly different. You would name your ad, whatever it is. We would obviously, it's a single image or a video, and then you just add your creative, and you can press go. The main work is in the ad set, guys, okay? We can then also put some preview text below, but that's about it. This side is relatively simple. You upload your video, you upload your photo, and you press go. The work goes into your ad sets, okay? So this is the campaign, which everything sits under, and these are your ad sets. And below your ad sets are your actual ad creatives, okay? If I open my one that's running right now in real time, it's going to make a little bit more sense. So we can see the ads that I'm running now. We can see individual metrics for each ad. This one cost me 20 pence to get somebody to click. This one gets me 11. I'm probably going to make more of these. Yeah? Very simple. Any questions on that, guys? Or does it make sense?
I have actually one question.
Please.
Have you split tested the placements on Instagram and Facebook?
We actually, 2 days ago, started using the Advantage Plus for the placements slightly, just to cross-reference it, but I don't have the data to present to you guys and actually say this is what's being done. So it's a great question. We're trying it, yeah.
Why is the one at 20 cents per click and the other one is 11?
Very simple. When I speak in the ad, what I say is slightly different, or my hook is slightly different. So if my hook is, hey coaches that want to make 50 grand a month, or I'm not going to try and sell you anything unless you actually are the right fit, they'll probably resonate with 2 different types of people, right? We're putting them in front of the same audiences, but how you will receive a creative and I will receive a creative will be different. So it's really important. These are all pretty similar. They're all pretty similar. The bodies are the same, the CTAs are the same. The only difference is how it looks behind me and the first 3 to 4 seconds. But that's why the data is so important. Because once we can understand what's working, like I said to you earlier, I'm going to make more of these and make less of these. Yeah? Is that?
Meta or the algorithm tells you what is the best price.
Well, it's not the algorithm, it's the data that we've got off the videos. Every single person that clicks to my account, that's tracked in here. So if it costs me more to get a click, that's probably not hitting as much as the ones that cost me less. So it's really important that we test, cross-reference, and repeat and repeat. The goal is to get these to like 4 or 5 pence. That's what the goal is. But also, again, remember guys, I've spent 180 and generated 66 follows. That's 66 potential sales for less than £200. My offer is more than £200, a lot more. Yeah?
I have actually one more question.
Please.
Regarding the funnel.
Yes, please, brother.
Do you have like a concrete data of are these people, these 66 followers, actually buying? So, or is the funnel for the ad complete when they just click and follow?
Well, the funnel doesn't stop at a follow. That's when they enter the nurture, right? I told you earlier that it's attention, nurture, conversion, and service delivery. This is just phase one.
But do we have like an instant compare of the return on invest?
Well, we don't have a direct tracking system for all of these followers paid, but my business has grown consistently for the last 4 months of me running this.
Okay.
And I spend more, and we do more.
It gets tricky if you do like 2 channels at the same time.
What do you mean, 2 channels?
For example, you post ads,
Mhm.
and do something else, something else. So you can't really measure from where the customer.
What else? I'm not doing anything else.
Yeah, I mean, if you. would-
Right. So what do you mean, like a VSL funnel or something
for
like that?
example,
But then you just cross-reference the sales that come directly from the VSL funnel and the sales that don't. Yeah? I mean, listen, we don't have every single number. Meta's data actually isn't amazing. It's not the best. But we got to do what we've got. You know, I can see, and we have tracking sheets within the business, how many followers did I get? How much did it cost me every day? How many of those were actually qualified? How many of those converted into conversations, booked calls, and sales? So we have those numbers.
Okay.
I'm just not presenting them.
Yeah,
What?
that's what I'm asking
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
One thing as well, the actual DM setters within the business, everybody that comes through organic and paid content, everybody gets reached out to when
Yeah.
they follow, whether that's to nurture them or to convert them into a book call.
Naturally, when you send a DM to someone, it's the most personal thing that you can do on Instagram, right? So if you like someone's story or someone's Instagram post or 2 of them, you start seeing more of their content, yeah? That's like the first step. But if you're DMing somebody, it's more intimate than just liking or commenting or whatever. So then naturally, they're just going to see more of my content, which gives me more opportunities to nurture them, to then get them into a booked call and then get them into a sale, yeah?
From that 66 people that started following you, how many did you actually convert into sales?
That's just the data from the last 7 days. And this week, we have done $20,000.
Right, so the second lever that we're going to pull within the business is nurturing our leads. This is where the conversion will begin to happen. So just to recap as well, we're going to continue posting our short form content along with our paid advertising as well. It's really, really important. This is actually where the nurturing starts, but it gets more in depth when we get into long form content. It's incredibly important. And we're going to follow the same 3 content types. Lifestyle, a vlog in the Amalfi Coast, we bring someone into our personal life, whatever it is, we let them know us. Authority-driven content, how we made one of our clients $100,000 in 90 days. Social
120.
proof.
120.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
120 days. But yeah, authority-driven, right? Social proof is a testimony. Next is value-driven content. This is us teaching our audience, nurturing them, helping them achieve the goal without even asking for anything in return. But the way that we're going to get the attention to our YouTube channel mainly will be through the attention that we get on Instagram. Maybe we'll direct people there through the DMs if a lead's not warm enough. Maybe it'll be through stories. Maybe it will even be through content and also the link inside of the Instagram bio. But the main source of attention to get to YouTube will be from Instagram. But then also, we even get organic reach on YouTube as well. So this is another opportunity to find new clients or prospects, and then also we can even potentially earn ad revenue.
So most of you guys obviously are online entrepreneurs, and you're very aware of Mr. Iman Gadzhi, right? You know who Iman Gadzhi is. He made a video not too long ago about the YouTube VSL that he made that generated him $15 million in product sales for his service. But what that video also did was generate millions of views, which generated hundreds of thousands in YouTube AdSense revenue. Now, Iman is a lot further along his journey than we are, and I assume you guys are as well. But this is just to prove to you guys that when done correctly, you can actually get paid and have a positive cost per acquisition for your clients through your long form nurture content. That VSL had millions of views. It generated $15 million in sales for his program, but he also got paid by YouTube $250,000 just to sell, you know? So the top dogs are doing it, and that's why we're trying to follow. Now, the next part of the nurture is story sequences. You asked me earlier how many of those guys did we close, right? I'm going to show you how we close them now. So most people use stories just to have a diary of their life. where we are, what restaurant I'm at, what my girlfriend looks like in that dress, you know, where I'm eating tonight, etc. But when used properly, a story sequence can guide our prospects to taking action, okay? It's just a sequence of story posts that push and incentivize our prospects to actually take action, okay? We follow a 6-step framework. Number 1, attention. Like stories, we have to get the attention of the people that are watching our thing. It's like a hook on a reel. If somebody doesn't like the first 3 seconds, they scroll off and they don't see the juicy part of the reel. The same thing applies to the story sequence. If everybody swipes off the first slide, well then what happens to the next 5? Nobody sees them. And it tells the Instagram algorithm, this story is not actually worth pushing to more people. So now that we've got their attention, we need to build relatability. Now with my prospects, the relatability that I can build is, I was working 12-hour days, had no clients, wasn't booking in calls, working myself into the ground, I felt like shit, yeah? This builds relatability with them because that's more often than not the pain that they feel right now. Then authority. I no longer feel like that, yeah? So I have what their dream outcome is now. I don't work 12 hours, I work 4. I don't chase clients, they come to me. I have booked calls, I make money, right? These are dream outcomes of them, and these are things that I have. So that positions me as an authority, okay? Builds credibility. Then we need to introduce our mechanism. What's our thing? How did we go from here to here? And how can they do it too? Okay, so we introduce our mechanism. Once we introduce the mechanism, we need to prove that it works. Look at James, who also went from this to this. Look at Thanos, who also went from this to this, yeah? Proof that people just like them have taken the steps that we want them to now take and have achieved everything that they want. And then finally, a CTA. Because if we don't tell them what to do, they probably won't do anything. Okay, so this could be reply free and I'll send you the free train. Or click this link and book in a call with me, etc. Yeah? Side note, the first story needs to hook people here, right? It has to hook people. And I've found, and most of you guys will probably relate to this, Instagram is a social platform, yeah? Family, friends, people that probably aren't interested in what your business does still follow you. And more often than not, these are some of the first people to see your stories. So if we instantly cut them out by saying coaches and consultants, they're just going to swipe. What does that tell the Instagram algorithm? Our stories is shit. So why should we push it to more people? So if we can capture their attention as well, then we give ourselves the best possible opportunity for the story sequence to get pushed to more of our followers. A good example of this is taking a photo when you look great, in the gym, abs out, whatever, yeah? Photo with the girlfriend. So grateful for her. People always like that shit. Oh, you guys are so cute together, yeah? This is gonna be where we get the attention of the people that maybe don't qualify for our thing, but tells the algorithm that the story is worth pushing to more of our followers, okay? I'm gonna show you an example. This is my granddad, and this is me. I'm skipping. Everybody loves old people, yeah? They just do. I'm skipping, I'm putting my workout in, and my granddad's jumping around and looking like a bit of an idiot, pretending to skip next to me. Everybody here is family and friends. But that tells Instagram that we should probably show this to more people. Now, once I've got people's attention, because Monday afternoons never felt so good, you're gonna see how I now follow that up with, I used to work my ass off. Now I'm building the relatability. I've got their attention, and now I'm building relatability to where they are. I used to work my ass off into the ground every day, chase the same clients, getting 1 to 2 sales calls per month if I was lucky. Then, it wasn't until I made the switch that everything fell into place. Authority, yeah? I stopped chasing and started attracting. Now my business grows predictably. Now I'm introducing the mechanism. It wasn't by chance. I focus on these 3 main levers: attention, nurture, and conversion, okay? So I've got their attention, I've built relatability, I've built authority, and I've started to introduce my mechanism, my unique selling point, yeah? My USP, my product. Now, this is a little bit of a hybrid because I'm doing the mechanism and proof in one. It will all make sense. Attention, 910,000 views in 30 days, leveraging paid and organic traffic to get the attention of my ICP. That's proof that what I'm trying to do or what I'm doing is working, but it's also that I'm focusing on attention. The same thing over here. Nurture, a mix of storytelling, lifestyle, which H referred to it as, authority-driven and value content that nurtures the new attention that I've got. The red are storytelling, the green is authority, and the blue is value. Clearly stating that I'm actually doing it, right? And what's the result? Well, I'm converting people with a really simple DM framework that books in calls, which we're going to run you through. That's my calendar. Probably more full, well, definitely more full than my prospects. And then a simple sales framework that collects fucking cash. $5,000, $9,000, and nearly $3,000. Probably more than they make in a month, in a week. Okay? So that's proof and the mechanism in one. And then finally, CTA. These three levers have changed my business forever, and it can do the same for you. I'm opening the doors for our next wave of clients that are ready to take action in October. You've got 3 months to make of this year what you said you would. Your time is now, reply now, and let's get you cooking. 29th of September, 434. 30th of September, 414, 5K English cash collected. That's the day after. Somebody that booked in from that story sequence and closed the day after. Yesterday, we closed another $6,000 client that was booked in from that story sequence and closed using the same sales framework that I'm going to run you guys through. And this is also a £500 deposit, which is 10% of what is going to get paid on Tuesday when we have our follow-up call. Okay, so this shit actually works, guys. Now, conversion. H.
This is the second last lever that we're going to pull. We need to convert the attention that we've gotten. We've nurtured our leads, we've gotten attention into the funnel. How do we now convert these guys into book calls? And that's what we want, right? We want to get paid. We need to get on the phone, well, we need to get on a sales call to actually do this. And this all starts inside of the DM. And the metric that we care about is how many book calls we get. That's the main thing. Yes, there's other metrics, reply rate, etc. But the main thing is the qualified calls that we get. That's the main thing that we're going to focus on. So there's some core psychology that we need to make sure that we use inside of the Instagram DMs. And it's really, really important that we follow this. First of all, people will only book, our prospects will only book when they feel the pain that they're currently dealing with. That's the only way that they will actually end up booking a call, and then that we have the solution to actually help them achieve that. It's really, really important. And then what about if we don't unlock the pain and we show them that we have the solution? They probably won't show up to the call because they'll think that it's worthless. And then on the call, the close is going to be harder because they're not already thinking about their pain. They weren't as motivated to show up for it. And they're not even sure if we actually have the solution to help them fix the pain that they're currently going through. What is it that they're dealing with? What's stopping them from achieving that? When would you like to achieve this by? Where would you like to eventually be? How can we get there? Oh, we have this. Let's book in a call and I can run you through everything, exactly how it can work. It's really, really important. Don't you guys hate it when you go on Instagram and somebody tries to sell you something? Nobody wants to buy in the Instagram DMs, on the feed or wherever it is. Nobody comes on Instagram to be sold to, ever. The only thing that we're trying to achieve here is to book a call. That's it. We're not pitching the offer. Oh, I have this that's 5K, by the way. Nobody's going to pay you like that. You need to book in the call. That's where we're going to unlock their pain and then eventually sell to them. It's incredibly important.
Guys, who in here likes money? Who? I didn't see. You like money? Who likes making money? Everyone, right? Well, this is pretty fucking important, okay? If you can't sell, you're not going to make any money. This is the framework that we follow and we give our clients to follow to make sure that we're closing at 50% plus. Industry standard is around 30, okay? And this week, we are at 75% close rate of all the calls that we've had. So the goal is to close at 50% by uncovering deep pain, activating desire, emphasizing the cost of inaction, and then perfectly aligning our solution. That's our product, yeah? Throughout these slides, if you guys want to take photos of these, you can as well. Or if you'd rather something else later on, we can actually just send you this in a PDF format. Feel free to come and find us for that, okay? So the first thing we need to do is obviously intro the call. When somebody jumps on, hey, how are you? Yeah, good, yeah. All of this kind of stuff, right? No. We need to frame the call. Take control of it. Grab it by the fucking balls. Excuse my language, ladies. Okay? We need to show that we're in control of this conversation. They're booked into our calendar, not the other way around. So let's make them feel that. Okay? So we don't want to be a dick, of course. But we also are here to sell, not to make friends. We've got about 30 to 45 minutes today, bro. Are you cool if I quickly run you through what this call is going to look like? What it's about? Oh, yeah, straight to it. Okay, cool, yeah. Let's do it. Cool, so here's how it works. I'm going to ask you some very specific questions to understand where you're at, what you've been trying, what's not working, and where you're trying to go. From there, if I feel like that I can't help you, I'll be completely honest, and we can part ways with no hard feelings. But if I do feel like it's a strong fit, I'll walk you through exactly how we help our clients and what working together could potentially look like. Does that sound fair? They're going to come back and be like, yeah, mate, sounds great, fuck yeah, yeah. We want them to have full respect for our authority in the call. That's the goal for this first opening 5 minutes, okay? But to be honest, even shorter than that. Now, the juicy stuff, the discovery. We need to ask key questions, dig into their pain, and find out the impact that it's having on them. Understand their current problem, its cause, and how it's impacting their income, their time, their emotions, their relationships, and then just amplify it, okay? This is going to be our ammunition for when they give us a bullshit excuse in 30 minutes as to why they can't pay. We're going to make them eat their own words, okay? Once we finish this section, it's really, really, really important that we summarize. This is how I would kind of say it. So, just to summarize, you've been struggling now with lead flow for 18 months. It's been costing you your relationship with your girlfriend, your team members don't respect you and they want to leave, and despite sending 100 cold DMs every single day and emails and working 12-hour days, nothing has really changed. Is that accurate? The response we're looking for now is, fuck, when you put it like that. Yeah, bro, that is true, yeah. We really want them to feel the weight of their pain and the truth of it. Because they've just told us all of the shit things about their situation right now. We really need them to feel that. Because like I said, this is our ammo for 10 to 15 minutes time. That was a very depressing start to the call. We want to now change the narrative slightly. We call this section the North Star. We want to get them emotionally connected to a better future, visualizing how life looks like for them once we solve, in my case, this lead flow problem, okay? The cost of inaction. This is probably one of the most important things for actually cash collecting on a call. Because there's always someone that says, yeah, give me a couple of days, let me speak to the missus, let me do X, Y, Z, right? So this is a really important part. The objective is to show them what happens if nothing changes. We want to stack the pain of them staying stuck exactly where they are. That would go something like this. So we've just asked them what it would look like if we fixed it. Well, now let's do the opposite. What would it look like if nothing changed? Where do you think you'd end up? Would you be in the same place? Or would it be worse? What's at risk? And are you okay with letting that happen? Again, they are going to sell our program to us now. They are going to tell us all the reasons why they need to do something and do something about it quickly. That's what we're looking for. And then, so with all that in mind, do you feel like now is the right time to make some small changes to get you from where you are to where you want to go? And then the how do you feel is just a little add-on that I have, because this is quite an emotional part of the call. They might just be a little bit quiet. So the how do you feel is just a way to get them talking again, okay? So I would normally finish it here if the person on the call is talkative, but if they're not and they're quite emotional, we can then flip into the how do you feel? Because then we're still going to get the answer, but we've asked them to tell us about their feelings. And they open up, okay? We must make them understand they need to make a change and they need to make it now. That's the difference between us cash collecting on call 1 or maybe cash collecting on call 2 and 3, which again wastes our time to stop doing the things that moves the needle for our business. Now, we need to transition into the pitch. And guys, this is the last part, okay? I know I'm rambling on a little bit, but it's really important that we understand this. Now that the groundwork is laid, we step into our doctor role. So now we're going to fix the problem and we ask them for their permission to pitch our service or our product. So based on everything you told me, again, reinstate the pain. You're dealing with this pain. It's been going on for this long and it's costing you all of these big bad things that you mentioned earlier on. You've tried to do this, but nothing's actually worked. And your goal is to do this, which would allow you to do this. Have I got everything covered here? So now everything we've just gone over in the last 20, we've just reminded them of it. Okay, we've reinstated it and we've summarized it. And they also now at this part understand that we've actually fucking listened. You know, this guy actually cares. He's listened to me, he's understood where I'm at, he knows where I want to go, and then he's asking me, is that right? Have I got everything? They're going to be like, yeah, man, yeah, that's exactly it. Cool. Now going back to the start where I said, if we feel like we can actually help, then I'll tell you. This is the part where we tell. So based on everything we've uncovered, I feel like that me and my team will actually be a great fit for you. To help you to eliminate this and to get you to your goal of this. Are you cool if I share what that would look like? Now at this stage, they are going to be over the moon that you have this solution. You've asked them for permission to now try and sell. We don't just go, oh yeah, bro, yeah, this is what we're going to do, blah, blah, blah. No. Are you cool with if I run you through what that could look like? Yeah, man, please, yeah. And then that's when you guys know your product better than anybody else. You pitch based around all of the pains and the goals they've already given you, and we go and we fucking collect cash. When it comes to handling the objections, we listen to the pain and the goals they've already given us to make them use their own words against them. Not in a bad way, they just told me that they're broke. The mom thinks they're a disappointment. My thing helps them. If they're trying to make a bullshit excuse as to why they don't want to pay, well, 10 minutes ago you told me your mom thought that you were a loser. You still want that in the next 6 months, the next 12 months? Yeah? It's the ammo that we've got. Okay?
The last lever that we need to pull inside of our business is service delivery, and arguably the most important. Yes, we need to get attention, we need to nurture, and we need to convert to actually make money on our business. Yes, that's incredibly important. But what about our customers though? We need to make sure that they pay, stay, and refer. It's really, really important. And we also want to make sure, this is a goal that we had months ago as a team, that we deliver a world-class service delivery. It's important because we've been there when we've let clients down and it's not a good feeling, okay? But we've transitioned and we've transformed our service. So there's some key rules for service delivery that we have to follow. We have to. The first one is that we set expectations. This is something that we didn't used to do. When you don't set expectations, that's when you're hopping on the laptop at 11 p.m. at night when I'm trying to sleep. I mean, recently we were in Bali. It was 11 p.m. at night. I was trying to wake up early in the morning and go do fun things. A client's belling off our asses and I have to quickly hop on my laptop for an hour and sort out an issue. I didn't want to do it. You have to set the expectations. You're going to be able to get support within 12 hours. You could expect these results in this amount of time, but results do vary. You have to put in the work. You have to take action. Listen to what we tell you to do, right? It's important that we do this. We have to set the expectations, otherwise you are going to deliver a bad service. It's important. Our onboarding needs to be good. And we also need to put time and care into it. Yes, it needs to be fast, but how fast? We don't just onboard in like a 10-minute call. We're not going to do that because it's just going to be a poor service delivery. To put things into perspective, I'm going to talk you through a client that we signed from the story sequence that we spoke about this week. He closed, he paid in full, which was great. But also his onboarding call, he did all of the jobs. He's been one of the easiest clients that we've worked with in a long time. His onboarding call was 194 minutes because I said to him, you're going to jump on the call and everything that you haven't done, we're going to sit right now and we're going to do. It went over the 2 hours that the onboarding call was supposed to be. That's not the point. The point is that we get it done. So onboarding is crucial. It's incredibly important. And then we move on to quick wins, right? And if the client that we signed this week, we signed him on Friday. On Saturday, we had the onboarding call. And within 24 hours of his onboarding call, we got him his first quick win. 2 book calls. The potential to almost double his investment that he earned with us. And prior to his onboarding call, he was only charging £500 per month. Now he's charging 5K. That's a quick win for him. He has the opportunity to double his investment in less than 72 hours. We have to act quickly if we want to deliver a fucking good service. Can't stress it enough. Next, our client portal. How easy is it for our clients to operate when we work with them? Okay? We have our own dashboard. It's a control center. Everything's split out into phases. It's custom. It's something bespoke for our clients. We don't use one of the other service delivery platforms. But it's very, very easy for the clients to, first of all, get access to everything once we onboard them in comms, so communication. And then we give them access to the client portal. They walk in. Well, they click in. They press click to start. That's the first thing they'll see. They watch a video of me setting expectations. Okay? Really, really easy. Then there's phase 0, which is onboarding, phase 1, 2, 3, and 4, which we go through when they make progress across the program. Incredibly important. The second last thing is we need to productize our service, right? We all want to scale our businesses, correct? Pardon?
Of course.
Good man. We want to productize our service then. Because we were in a place, like I said, we have transformed our lives this year. Genuinely, I'm not even saying that to flex. Like, we've just done it. We have, and it's fucking sick. Okay? But that's because partially we productized our service. Before, because we had no proper system, any client that would come our way, pay me, please, because we had no way of getting clients. So we didn't have a productized service. There was one client we were doing this for, another client over here we were doing that. I don't even know this client's email or phone number. Like, what's going on? Nothing's set out, nothing's done properly. It's not productized. But now we have one framework that we use, one system, the magnet funnel. We have one comms channel. We have one client portal. Everybody follows the same SOPs. I'm not making looms for 10 different clients doing 10 different things. Like, there's no chaos going on. It's easy. Like, I can spend the whole day on a Saturday prepping for a mastermind because I have one comms channel. We let everybody know that we're out for the day. They can still crack on. Like, everything's cool. And then we book in our calls and everything's good. We do the same workshops. Lastly is our social proof. Want clients to pay, stay, and refer. We want to make sure that we do everything else to get them good results, get them wins, and then they will pay, stay, and refer. And we will use this then, the social proof, to remarket our offer to new leads so that they actually buy.
I hope you've taken so much value from this video. It was an absolute pleasure putting it together for you. For you guys that are interested in finding out how we could apply this to your coaching consulting business, then hit the first link in the description where you can book an introduction call with me, where I can understand exactly what problems you're facing right now within your business and if me and my team are a good fit. If we are a good fit, then of course we will put together an action plan of how we could move forwards together. And if not, we can go our separate ways with no hard feelings. So if you are interested in finding out how you could apply magnet marketing to your coaching or consulting business, hit that link below and I'll see you on the other side. Vamos.